love women. Even more than that, men love cars.
Japan, it's sick. They finally arrived. We're gonna go meet the rest of the boys. Let's have fun.
I'm hyping up Pinocchio's nose, cause I'm a supercalifragilistic tic-tac-toe. I gave her oopsie, lazy, now you got the crazy. Crazy with the books, squiggly go with the gravy. So 1, 2, buckle my,
Alrighty, here we are for another episode of In the Sheds. I'm here with the famous Benkie. Would you call yourself famous?
Wouldn't really call myself famous. Famous by association.
100%. Nonetheless, mate, we're not in a shed, but we're in a place where I guess things that go in sheds come to life.
Yeah, essentially.
Sims in the background here?
Yeah, so the shed's in there, but it's full of cars.
As they should be.
As it should be, yeah, the Sun's Laurel project. But then, this is where the magic happens.
How much does it play a role? So I'm just going to go off track straight away here. How much does it play a role, these things, into what you do out on the track?
Oh, bro. So best way to start is, so I used to be a performance driving instructor.
Yeah, sure.
And I used to have a sim company.
Yep.
I used to make these. And so I then started being like, well, I'm having really good effect myself with the sims. It's making me better on track.
Sure.
Let's start coaching go-kart drivers.
So let's rewind. Let's give you the proper introduction. You're a drifter. What else do you do? You have many hats. Fitness enthusiast.
Many hats. So fitness enthusiast. So well, not just enthusiast. I'm a personal trainer.
Yep.
So Cert 3, 4, strength and conditioning level 1, all that jazz.
Yep.
Then I became a professional fighter.
Yep.
After that, I was a marketing dude, or during that, I was a marketing dude. And then I became a drifter.
Yep.
But before I was a drifter, I was a sim instructor and a race car driver.
Sure.
Many hats.
That's many hats.
Many hats.
Many hats.
That's why I love sim.
Yeah, 100%. Now let's go back to the start for you, man. How old were you when first car? When was the passion? Where did it come from?
Oh, okay. So the first car that I got really into, my old man had like a Stag Triumph.
Okay.
You know what it is?
No.
Okay, cool. So there's a car company called Stag.
Yep.
They're kind of like MG. So they're like an English company.
Yep.
And they make wild little two-doors with V8s.
Yeah. Wow.
So he used to take me through
Rear-wheel
the Sydney
drive?
Harbour Tunnel. Rear-wheel drive.
Sick.
He'd take me through the Sydney Harbour Tunnel with the roof off.
Yep.
Like we literally, to take the roof off was a pain in the ass. We'd spend 40 minutes because there was a kid helping him, taking the roof off.
Sure. And you've got to do it?
And I've got to do it.
Yeah. I'm going to try to see if I can find a photo or load it up just so people can know what they
100% a Stag Triumph.
Stag Triumph.
My old man will probably have one with me sitting in it.
Perfect.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yep.
That's where it came from. And then mum had an S13.
Oh, yep. So that's where the Jap bug come from?
The Jap bug actually started with my stepdad, Scotty.
Yep.
So he actually used to have a FC super chip. So it was like a Series 2. It was called a super chip.
Yep.
And it had like a chip in the ECU.
Yep.
And he's made like
K series, Q series.
It was a 13B. Yeah. So FC.
Okay. Rotary.
Yeah, rotary.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said S13.
No.
Yeah,
So,
copy.
Mum had the S13.
Yes.
But my old man had like an FC. It was a glassback Savannah.
Okay.
It was white. It was sexy.
Yeah.
And one of my youngest memories was no seatbelt in the back.
Yeah.
On the highway, holding onto the seats. A dude in a VL or a VK maybe.
Yeah.
Went like, rum, rum.
They wouldn't be street racing or anything. No, of course not.
Not street racing at all. And the old man went, oops, I sneezed, dropped back a gear and left them for dead.
Perfect.
It made 440 wheel.
How many years ago are we talking?
We're talking 1991.
So that's pretty punchy.
I was 6. That was like insane.
Yeah. So you're hooked from then?
Hooked from then. And then my old man actually restores Porsches, Jags, MGs. And my granddad used to be like a race car driver.
Yep.
So his name's David Pritchard. He was
so
like
it's basically in the blood.
It's in the blood, bro. Yeah. He was a hill climb champion.
Yep.
Tin top and open wheeler as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so the Noosa hill climb I grew up on.
Yep.
I literally, where my parents used to live, their driveways across the street from the start of the Noosa hill climb.
So you had prime spot.
Prime spot.
Yeah. Did you ever go practice the roads?
It used to be a public road. I'm not going to say why it became
we could probably put 2 and 2 together. Yeah.
But let's just say there was many weekends in a row where people were crashing, and then the local council was like, it's not a road anymore, it's a bike track.
Yeah.
And then It was already the Noosa Sports Car Club or Classic Sports Car Club
Yep.
runs the hill climb.
Okay.
So it was already designated for that. Now
Yep.
it's permanently that.
So you can only use it for
You
those
can only
events.
use it for either riding a push bike up and down,
Yep.
walking, or for the hill climb events.
Okay.
Yeah.
First car.
An XF Ute.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's a bit different.
Yeah, it was.
What happened to it? How long do you have it?
I had it for a year and a half, and my parents sold it on me.
Yep.
Because I didn't get my license.
Oh, so, hang on a minute. Oh, no, this is before I guess you're a professional driver. And,
So like I got my license, and then I took too long to like go and get my opens
Yep.
or my P's
Yep.
for my parents.
Yeah,
So then I had to get my P's myself later on in life. Then I lost my license speeding,
sure.
and then I didn't have a license until I was 23.
Oh, so what do you do in the meantime?
I just skateboarded everywhere and caught a bus. That's how I.
Hello, buddy.
Hey, bud, we're doing a podcast. Do you want to like?
Zeus.
Yeah, you know what he wants. If it's all right with you,
Yes. Jump on up.
come on.
Get up here. So after that, lost your license, skateboard for a while.
So skateboarding everywhere, dude. I was a chef in the Northern Beaches.
Yep.
And I used to skate. Do you know the Northern Beaches, Sydney?
Sydney, I know, sort of.
So you know where Avalon is?
I know of it.
All right. So I used to skate from Avalon to Manly,
Okay. Wow.
and then from Manly to Avalon
Wow.
every day.
How long would that take you?
It was like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Dude.
On a push bike, it's 45 minutes.
Yeah,
if you
sure.
absolutely slog it.
Yeah. Nice beach.
The beaches
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah,
are
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah. It was a long time ago.
So where did the bug come from to get into sliding around in the car?
So I sucked at it when I was younger.
Yep.
I crashed a couple of cars trying to drift.
I feel like that's how you learn, but right?
I crashed and went, nah, fuck this.
Okay.
I suck.
Right.
So I'll leave it alone.
Okay.
I was always like that. If I couldn't do something straight away.
Big crashes or?
No, just like, no, it wasn't super bad.
Yep.
I hit a parked car.
Happens.
Yeah, and it was like just being dumb. I was in like a station wagon. It was front wheel drive, it was a Magna.
Okay.
So I shouldn't have been trying to drift it anyway.
Hang on. So. Okay, no, we'll leave that. Yeah. All right. Cool. At least you haven't.
There was no Mac constraints.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. To answer the question from before, Sims definitely work.
Yep.
1-to-1. But yeah, so the bug kind of came from, I tried it when I was younger, I sucked, I gave up on it.
Yep.
I focused more on skating and martial arts. And then just before I turned 30, I was going through a pretty weird marriage. And
Yep.
It was just on the rocks, it was falling apart. And I bought myself a drift car. I bought
Sure.
a 350Z with Jace. Thanks, Jace.
Yep.
So
And you got any photos of it?
I do actually, I have
Yeah,
photos
yeah,
and videos.
Yep.
I have videos.
I'll leave some photos in here of that car.
Yeah, so basically I taught myself for 2 years on a sim.
Yep.
So I started my sim company in 2014. I started teaching myself to drift in the sims in 2015.
Yep.
By 2016, 2017, I'd sort of figured it out, sort of towards the end of
Yep.
2016.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I know how to drift on a sim, let's go buy a car. So I bought the car in November of 2016.
Yep.
Went to Friday Night Drift
Okay.
and was like, oh,
Which is still a thing. Yep.
it's still a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. It was an NA VQ 350Z convertible. It didn't even have a shim diff. It just
Yep.
had a stock diff.
Yeah,
It had
wow.
coilovers.
Yep.
That was it.
And you try to throw it around, or we're throwing around.
I threw it around. Yeah, he's going to lick. That's
Yeah.
what Zeus
Easy.
leave it. So I basically went to the track, never drifted a car. I've done a lot of grip. I've done a lot of racing.
Which is you sort of get a good feel for the car, but don't you?
Pretty much. The thing that the sim teaches you is like the muscle memory.
Yep.
And then knowing the track. But yeah, basically went out, drove. Did I drive, when I look back on my footage now, anywhere near as well as I thought I did at the time?
That's probably often the case, but hey.
But I thought I was sick. I
Yep.
was like, this is great.
Yep.
I can do this. 8 months later, I got top 8 in Cash Kings,
How good.
which was not bad.
What was that event? Was it Stadium Drift down at the Gold Coast back in the day? They had a thing, the showgrounds there. It was quite big for a while. Was it Stadium Drift? It was like a
I honestly, do
series.
you know what's really weird? I couldn't tell you, bro.
Sure.
Because I only got into drifting literally 8 years ago.
Yeah, right. It probably would have been more than that.
I know more about like Japanese, like Drift Tengoku and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's what I followed. But I didn't even know we had huge drifting in Australia
Yeah.
until probably 2010.
Yep. Let's go into the Japanese side of things. Like, you're obviously big doing that at the moment. You're always over there. The street side of things, man. Let's talk about that. I mean, obviously I was lucky enough to do that. I've put some videos up of that, but you're actually good friends with a friend who took me over there, or I met over there to do some street drifting. And
Yeah.
it was absolutely badass.
Yeah, look, it's a huge thing.
Yep.
You would be crazy to think that if pretty much every single person you've ever met that's into drifting in Japan has at one point street drifted, because that's where it started.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, near where we live, there's a mountain
Yep.
where you can go any Friday night.
Yep.
And it's packed.
I've never done the mountain stuff. We just did, obviously, those areas I was telling you about, I won't say, but the mountain stuff looks wild.
Yeah.
Like, are the roads that narrow and windy and no
Bro,
lights?
some of them are like just wide enough to fit a car on. Like
Wow.
some of them, the car is completely sideways.
Yeah.
I don't know this from personal experience.
Yeah.
Right? Just from watching.
Don't condone it.
Don't condone it.
Of
Don't
course,
condone
yeah.
it.
No legal activity.
Look, there's no
condoned.
point hiding it. I definitely used to street drift back in the day.
Yeah.
And I've done silly stuff.
Yeah.
We don't do that silly stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You're literally, in some tracks, just flicking the car sideways,
Yep.
you're almost already touching the arm cut.
Wow. So the level of commitment these kids or even adults have got to have to do that, like big balls.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's known guys that used to be really big in it, like Ryusei. I've got heaps of mates that used to be quite big into it that don't really do it much anymore.
Yeah. Is that why is that now? Is it just because they've got too much to lose? They've lost the passion for it. They feel better on the track. Like
It comes down to like when you step into professional motorsports or any kind of professional field, it's the same journey as skateboarding. It's seen as like a hoon thing and like a gangster thing. I would like to see it more indulged and appreciated, and we should have a street series.
Totally.
There literally should be like a global Toge series and street series.
I just think Australia is too nannied.
Way too nannied.
We'd never be able to do something like that.
We should though.
100%.
And it's one of my plans with the charity is to try and pull that off.
Gangster.
Because you can't say no to a charity.
Speaking of, let's talk on that quickly, and we'll come back to the Japanese stuff because we're only just touching on that, man. But the charity, that's huge for you, yeah?
Massive. Yeah.
No, he's part of the podcast now.
Are you hungry? Want some dinner?
Oh, there he goes.
Off he goes. Yeah, he just had surgery a couple of weeks back.
Yep.
Yeah, so Safety Drive started as the Australian Institute of Motorsport.
Yep.
So originally it was a charity that myself, Luke Fink, and Tiana Fink started. It was a non-profit sporting club.
Yep.
With a focus on men's suicide.
Yep,
So
cool.
the whole thing was like we ran men's groups, we ran events.
Yep.
I actually ran all the men's groups myself. So we have taken 36 individuals since 2020 from what's considered class 5.
Yep.
So essentially you've tried to kill yourself 3 or more times.
Yep.
You've had exposure to criminal activity and you may or may not have had or still have some kind of addiction. So it's class 5. All the way back to 0 with trades, apprenticeships.
Yep. Class 0 is just like, let's say everyday Joe.
Essentially you're fully healed. You're no longer trying to kill yourself.
Yep.
You've got a functioning life. You have a career.
Yeah, cool.
If
there's anyone watching, is that still around, obviously?
Yeah, Safety Drive. Yeah.
Let's give it a plug, man.
Yeah, it's Safety Drive for Youth on Instagram. The website is safety-drive.org.
Yep, we'll chuck a little bit of a link down the bottom there because if there's anyone watching this that has had those moments, man,
100% reach out.
Yep.
Like literally, I was at D1NZ 2 weeks ago for round 3.
Yep.
I was on the phone to some dude from America that doesn't even know us.
Yeah, wow,
But
that's cool.
he needed someone to talk to.
Yep,
So
perfect.
it's
Making power moves.
Trying to, man. I have my own journey with it. I first tried to kill myself when I was 10.
Yep.
And I pretty much have thought about it almost every day of my life. It's a real thing.
Obviously you haven't done it. For you is the driving thing that goes, I can't do this. Well, I don't want to do this.
I've definitely attempted, oh my God, baby, can you please get some home ice cream? Baby, home ice cream's here. Can you please get some home ice cream? I can't get it. I'm in the middle of this.
I can't believe they still do the home ice cream.
Sorry, I indulge.
Brother, you got to do what you got to do.
Only come once.
I didn't even think they did it anymore.
Every 2 weeks, bro. Every 2 weeks, like
Sure.
clockwork, and I go and drop $60.
Why not? They do some good ice creams.
It's bad.
Is it?
It's really bad.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Everything in moderation. If you've got a big output.
I'm not capable, bro. I either have to not have it or have it all the time.
I'm the same. It's all or nothing. That's why I choose nothing.
It's a hard decision to make. So going back to the charity, basically, it's the thing that keeps you from doing it is learning how to change your mental self-talk.
Yeah.
Building a system where you can recognize when you're having that negative thought pattern, catch yourself in that moment, change that thinking, change that language.
Obviously, over time, that does take time.
It definitely takes time. It's more about, so it's one of the reasons why we use drifting.
Yep.
And why? Because drifting as a motorsport builds accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability is the thing that will help you change your self-talk.
Sure.
Accountability is the thing that, as you know, leads to success in life. If you want to be someone that is built like you can either have natural genetics, which is pretty rare,
but it still doesn't get you that way. You still got to put in the hard work.
100%.
Yeah.
Everything's hard work. So a lot of people think the mental health journey is easy. Nothing in life that's ever worth anything is easy.
Definitely not.
The good part about it is that once you have developed this pattern of thinking for long enough, it becomes second nature.
Sure.
And so the desire to then, I still have those thoughts every now and then. Actually, I haven't in 21 weeks.
Yep, cool. I feel like I shouldn't say it's normal, but to have that self-doubt, we all self-doubt ourselves at some point though, right? It's normal, but...
Every day.
Yeah.
Dude, every day. And there's another thing people don't realize is procrastination.
Yeah.
Successful people procrastinate. Everybody fucking procrastinates.
100%. But some people, they change it. They get out and get after it.
Well, you still procrastinate. Even Goggins says before he goes for a run, it takes him some mornings 15 minutes to put those shoes on. He still goes for the run.
I've literally listened to him where sometimes he'll video himself and play it back to himself and he'll be like, stop being a fucking pussy.
Look, everybody procrastinates. Everything takes time. And everything takes repetitious practice.
100%. And same with the drifting, obviously.
Oh, dude, drifting is all practice. That's why these are such a good tool.
Yeah. And can't break stuff so much on those.
Well, yeah, unlimited tires.
Yep.
Unlimited fuel.
Yep.
No damage.
Yep.
You can also then watch your runs back.
Yep.
So meaning that you can go, oh, that was sick. Jump out, watch it back and go, oh, that was dog shit.
Sure. But it felt good.
Felt good.
Yep. Where do you want to take drifting?
For me personally,
Yeah. Well,
my
for you
goal-
personally, but obviously let's talk larger as well.
So for me personally, my dream is to go and compete in FD.
Sure.
FD Japan.
Yeah.
Not
Formula Drift.
Yeah. Formula Drift.
Yep.
And
Would you say that that is the pinnacle, or is the American one probably?
I think like D1
Yep.
is for me pinnacle.
Yep.
Then Formula Drift Japan.
Yep.
I do like Formula Drift.
Yep.
I just think if they depowered the cars and got rid of Wisefab,
Sure.
it would be better.
It does look sick, but yeah.
It looks sick.
Yeah. When you're pumping smoke out the back of it like no tomorrow.
100%. It looks unreal. Yet the budget to get in the longevity of the sport isn't there. So what I would like to see, I want the sport to become more accessible.
Could they put more categories in there for?
They could.
Yeah.
You could definitely have. You could go all the way to a 235.
Yeah.
And you could have a radial series as well.
Sure.
I think pro on a 265 radial would be a lot better for the sport in general, for
Yeah.
the spectators, for the drivers, for the cars.
For the proximity, like the just
100%.
Yeah.
For everything, you're going to have, if you had a limit of a 265 radial, everything would be better in the sport. Everybody wants semis. I love semis.
Yeah.
They're sick to drive on.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they're fast.
Yeah.
And yes, the decel is like nothing, like off-throttle decel
Yeah.
is just insane.
Yeah.
But you break shafts, you break boxes, you
Sure.
break motors.
Because of the grip level.
Because of the grip level.
Yeah.
And because everybody's chasing the grip and everybody's trying to go as fast as possible,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of room for the whole field to be good. You end up with like 10 dudes that are fucking insane,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the field is still trying to figure it out.
Right. Which doesn't make good for the sport because people want to give up because they're not that competitive.
But it's also not good for the spectators either.
Sure.
And then it makes it really difficult to have a good pro sport level
Yeah.
or like L2. One of the things I loved about like Luke and DCA, even DCA Pro,
Yeah.
max 265 rating.
Okay. So they've got the rules in place. Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely comps that do run by that rule.
Yeah.
Where I would like to see the sport is more accessible for more people.
Yep.
Governments taking it seriously and putting money into it.
Yep.
As a former hill climb driver and race car driver, like group
Yep.
driver,
Yep.
there's no sport other than maybe rally that's anywhere near the skill level of what drifting is.
Sure.
As far as like a whole comparable set.
Yep.
And that's once again going back to the charity. The reason we use drifting is because no form of motorsport will challenge you as much as
Yeah.
drifting over a whole comp or
Totally.
over prepping for an event.
Totally. I feel like the difference between the few, like drag racing, you think, oh, you're driving in a straight line, like I'll go to that because it's what I do, but people think it's easy, but it's definitely not. But the skill set is completely different to trying to get in a car and then manage it being sideways, door to door with someone that's that far away.
100%. And a lot of people overlook that. And a lot of people, even race car drivers, a lot of race car drivers say, oh, there's no skill in that. Anyone can power slide. And it's like, get to 180, 200 k's an hour and chuck in on someone's door half a foot away from them.
Yeah, and then stay there.
And stay there. And then anticipate when that car's going to rotate,
Yeah.
switch in on the pocket.
So you're not only looking out for your driving ability, but it's the behaviour of that car to know where they are in space and stuff. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
So
right.
going back to like where I want to see the sport, it's like more accessible. I would like to see it like street skating.
Yeah.
Skateboarding used to be a full gangster backyard sport. It
Yeah.
was not respected. Now it's an Olympic sport.
Totally, which is crazy.
Drifting should be an Olympic sport.
Yeah. Ray Gun, what's your take on her? we went there.
You're a joke, Raygun. As an ex-breakdancer that sucks, I'm better than you, and you embarrassed our whole nation.
What if she got on a skateboard? Any better or worse?
She probably sucks on a skateboard.
I think
don't
she
know.
probably sucks in general.
I
But
feel like Raygun is a joke and stands against everything Australian.
she certainly didn't do us
legacy
proud, that's for sure.
Not at all.
Ray Gun, I'd love to get you on for the podcast.
It would be great. I'd love to watch it.
wouldn't do it.
Anyone that takes grant money off real athletes and is
Shit
happy
go.
with it
Shit go.
should just a shit go.
Brother, a piece of advice you'd give yourself 5 years ago.
Bro, the biggest piece of advice I'd give myself is don't stress about the future because you can do nothing
Yep.
to prevent it from coming. Don't worry about the past
Yep.
because you can't change anything about the past. And if you dwell on the past, you're going to miss out on what's happening right now.
Yeah, sure.
Same with if you're
Fuck, I
stressing
like
about
that.
the future, right? So you have two choices in life, and that's to be stressed about things that you have zero control over, or to just enjoy the moment that you're in and be the absolute best that you can be in every moment, and everything will work out.
I like that.
That is what I would tell myself.
That's good. Did you not apply that at all? Or how long did it take you to learn that? At what point in your life?
21 weeks ago,
Okay, cool.
specifically.
And 21 weeks ago, a lot changed.
Yeah, I'll be really open about this. 21 weeks ago, I did DMT for the first time.
Sure.
I've been suicidal since I was 10.
Yep.
I haven't thought about it since.
Yep. You know, it's so crazy, man. They talk about, I'm not going to go too in deep here and off topic, but psychedelics and stuff and how they're so outlawed and they're so bad for us. Man, that's a load of bollocks.
Bro, it's absolute load of bollocks.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I've done a lot of drugs.
The pharmaceutical companies
I'm an
just
ex-drug addict.
Sure.
Yeah, recovered addict. I got clean in 2006,
Yep.
June the 3rd,
Yep.
at 3:45 in the morning.
Yep, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
been clean ever since, right? But I've dabbled in many things.
Yep.
DMT literally changed my life.
Yeah, wow.
Those exact words I spoke to you just then, bro.
Yep.
I learned that 21 weeks.
I've heard that so many times, like especially on Joe Rogan podcasts and some of the people on there, they have obviously talked about it and delved into it, and it's like an out-of-body experience, but it opens up the mind.
Bro, my subconscious and my conscious mind communicated for the first time in my life.
Wow.
And I fixed my own problem.
Why is it banned? Why is it outlawed?
Because it awakens you to understand how the world works. Dude, my ADHD brain, it's been silent for 21 weeks.
Wow.
I have woken up with a head of nothing every day.
Silence.
Since. Yeah? It's
That's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's huge.
that's
I've
huge.
literally not told myself I'm worthless in 21 weeks. I haven't told myself I should die in 21 weeks. I haven't thought about slitting my wrists in my garage at all in 21 weeks.
I mean, that's huge.
This is huge.
Yeah.
This is literally, that's why I have safety drive.
Yep.
Because suicide and suicidal ideation is a very difficult thing to overcome. Self-worth is a hard thing to learn.
If there's someone going through something like this and maybe listeners, what would you say to them, man?
I would say that literally, like, love yourself, trust in yourself, no matter what's happened in your life, like, you're totally worthy of love.
Yep.
And you need to be appreciative and understanding that what happened to you in your life, whether it's good or bad, has gotten you to this moment. It's made you who you are.
Yep.
Yeah, so don't hate it. Love it, embrace it, and move forward.
Yeah, sure. Because so many people wouldn't want to be doing that. They think that life is over, it's worthless.
100%. Like, don't make a permanent decision in a temporary moment.
Yeah, sure.
That's one thing. But ideally, like, love yourself, trust in yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And for me, like, dude, there's a lifelong journey, and it took one simple thing to potentially change my whole life, right? However, if I'd have just figured out how to love myself from the start, I wouldn't have needed that.
But, I mean, some people will never know how to do that, right?
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not an easy thing to love yourself.
Sure.
Like,
Just
completely.
gotta know how.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
But it is the key to it, definitely.
Let's change the topic a little bit here, mate. One person you'd like to have over for dinner?
Bruce Lee.
Oh, sure. Bam, easy.
Bam, easy. Bruce Lee.
Now, you've got a martial arts background, obviously. You've had some fight training. You've done that for a long period of time. And you're into your health and fitness as well.
Oh, massively. So, like, I've been an athlete my whole life. I come from a family of athletes. My granddad's Bevan White, so he was a left-handed twin bowler for Australia. My grandmother was an Olympic rower.
Wow.
My uncle was a professional cricketer. My other uncle was a professional surfer.
Yeah, right.
Mum was a
So it's in the
gold
bloodline.
boxer. It's in the bloodline.
Yeah, right.
Like, my brother's a professional ballet dancer. My cousin's a professional snowboard instructor.
Sure.
We're all of us are athletes. The
Yeah,
whole family are athletes.
How good.
I started judo at 3. Kung fu at 5.
Hence Bruce Lee.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He was a man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Absolute animal.
And to be chiseled like he was, like...
Bro, grandfather of MMA right there. First dude to go, nah, let's take a bit from everything. Put it all together.
Sure.
Yeah.
What would you talk to him about at dinner?
How and why he founded Jeet Kune Do.
Yep.
How he overcame his internal self-talk.
Yep.
And how he built the self-confidence in himself that he did to essentially create an everlasting legacy.
Sure, literally, because he's still talked about today.
100%.
What are you cooking?
I'd cook him a tomahawk steak.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How would you cook it?
I've actually got steaks here for us to
nice.
cook
Yep.
after this.
Yeah, beautiful.
How would I cook it?
Yeah.
Rare as fuck.
Sure.
I'd go like super hot stove, bit of butter,
Yep.
salt, pepper, garlic, sear, straight in the oven for like 40 minutes.
Oof. Jeez. Yep. Now we're talking.
Yeah, was a chef in another life.
Sure. And I feel like, I mean, you'd understand this too as a PT and someone that loves to train, you tend to eat more food because you have that relationship.
Way more.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem I had when I came out of my fitness journey and got injured was that I kept eating
of course.
At the same capacity as when I exercised.
Which you can get away with for a period of time. Yeah.
Bees dick of time. And then you cross 35 and...
Injuries, bro. Let's go back there. Now, you've had a bit going on, man. You were on death's door for a minute there. Can we call it that?
We can
you
call
were in
it
hospital.
that.
I mean, it probably was death's door.
Yeah, look, I was really sick. You want to start bones or are we going...
Brother, let's go back.
Bro, let's go back. All right, so first one was my nose. I fell out of a bunk bed.
Sure.
Broke my nose. Then I broke multiple ankles skateboarding. None of them I ever actually realised I'd broken something.
Yep.
I just kept going. And then many years later, when I actually really fucked myself up and had an x-ray, the doctor was like, you've broken your foot before. And I was like, nah. He goes, yeah, you've broken it heaps.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
You didn't know?
I have a very high pain tolerance as normal. And because of how my ADD brain functions, if I'm hyper-focused on doing something, i.e. I'm going to nail these stairs, I just keep going. Like, Mum had to cut my shoe off once.
Fuck. Just because it swelled up.
It had swelled up so hectic. I'd broken 4 bones and then didn't find out until I was 22. I broke my foot again and had an x-ray. And the guy was like, yeah, you've broken your foot before. And I was like, oh, that was probably this. And he goes, yep, that would have definitely broken your foot. No, but so I've broken hands, nose, ears, or not ear, but like, so I've got a cauliflower ear.
Yep.
But I've also like ruptured
Interesting.
like 2 plates there in your bone.
Okay.
Where your jaw meets.
Yep.
I broke that section of my jaw.
Yep.
Hand,
Yep.
my knuckles free
That'd
floating.
be the mandible, the top of the mandible?
Yeah, top of the mandible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a dude fucking hit me with a bat.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Many injuries skating, broke many ribs.
Yep.
Hands, fingers. I have no ACL in my right knee.
Sick.
Yep, that's a good time.
That'll be good when you're about 70.
I have meniscus tears. I have PCL tears.
Yep. I feel like they slowly repair because they get a bit of blood supply, but it's very slow, painful. They'll never go back to normal.
It's never back to normal, and then the worst one is my neck, man. So I
Yep.
broke my neck when I was 18.
Fuck.
So surfing, I
Yep.
went up for a cut back, looked over my shoulder, went, fuck, that's sand. Basically, where I grew up surfing in Noosa, when the swell sucks out, it dries the beach.
Wow.
Because of the way the sand sucks in. So
Yep.
for a brief moment, there's sand.
Wow.
And I got dumped like into that. I got rescued by 2 British tourists.
Girls or guys?
Guys.
Okay.
They couldn't even swim.
But they risked it.
They risked it.
Good on them.
Rescued me. I just got a new dry suit from my old man for my birthday. It was like 3 days after my 18.
Yep.
And all I remember, I don't remember much of it other than like coming to on the beach. And then one dude was cutting my wedgie up the seam.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, sick. And then the other dude was just hacking it. So it couldn't be sewed.
Yeah.
And I was filthy. I was so annoyed.
But don't worry about the fucking wetsuit, man. You break your neck.
100%, that's what they kept saying. They're like, dude, stop moving. And I'm like, no, they're like, you're in a neck brace, stop moving. I'm like, you're fucking my wetsuit up. Anyway, so we had scans and shit. I damaged C135.
Wow.
But they couldn't tell how bad because of the swelling.
Yep.
So they sent me off in a neck brace, and then I went surfing the very next day in a neck brace.
Madness. Just out of pure stubbornness, like, yeah, I can keep going.
Well, I was like, I won't surf. I'll take the bodyboard out. If I'm lying down...
I love the justification of it.
it's hilarious. Yeah, so I did that. I lost feeling in the back of my hand and my left
Obviously,
foot.
it smashed some nerves.
Yeah, so I basically crushed my left C8 nerve root. And then, so fast forward, I broke my, before that, I broke my skull and damaged my occipital lobe skateboarding. I was going down the street where my house is, doing this trick where I used to like say, this is where we're heading.
Yep.
I used to look over my shoulder and like talk to my mate and then like go up into the footpath.
Yep.
Because I knew where it was.
Yep.
I was off by like...
That'll do it.
Yeah.
No helmet?
No helmet, slid on my head on the footpath and hit a fence.
Sick.
Yeah. Woke up in hospital.
What did we learn after that?
We learned helmets are for pussies. Watch where you're going.
Amen to that.
Don't show off.
For sure.
And then, so yeah, did that. That caused vision issues because I damaged my occipital lobe.
Yep.
And then I ended up with some brain, like some memory loss issues from that.
And it's obviously severe concussion.
Massive, bro. I woke up in hospital. There's 3 days of my life I don't remember.
Yeah, wow.
I had phone calls with my dad. I don't remember them.
Yep.
And as a fighter, never once.
Yep.
I've never been knocked out.
Yep.
That's the only time in my whole...
Yep. And it's enough to rattle the cage butt.
It was hectic, yeah. But like, I had a baseball smack myself. Like my old man threw a baseball on my 10th birthday.
Yep.
Fucking hit me in the head. He was trying to hit a soccer goalpost.
Yep.
I missed.
Yep.
Hit me square in the face.
Bam.
We found out later he pitches at like 140.
Wow. So it would have hurt.
So it would have fucking hurt. Yeah, that didn't knock me out.
Got a
Hitting
hard
this
cranium.
fence knocked me out hard.
Yeah, I bet.
And
especially
then,
with your full body force too.
Oh, bro, I slid on my head. My mate reckons I slid on my head for like 10 meters down the whole footpath and then bang into the fence. Anyway, so there was that. Then I broke my neck when I was 18. That caused me to lose feeling in the back of my hand and my left foot. And then I had like pain, obviously. Then 21, playing rugby. I got picked up, driven to the ground, and then scorpioned.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that did C5, T1, 3, no lumbar.
So spine's cactus. It's been battered and bruised.
Bro, so then the third time I was getting into a truck.
Yep.
At Thrifty when I was a yard manager in Brendale. Long story short, truck was in the wrong spot. I had to unpack the yard, delayed it from leaving, refrigerated transport. It was my first long haul contract. So I'd organised it myself, my client.
So you've got to get it done.
Bro, I'm sprinting, I'm getting all these cars moved. It's like, yeah, he's delayed like 2 hours, get out of it. I finally get the truck in position where I can clear it, sprint, open the door, jump in. Instead of going in, I just go into the door sill.
Oh.
Like this.
That would rattle the cage.
Bro, knocked me out. I fell out of the... Actually, sorry, second time I've been knocked out. So I fell out, hit the deck, came to, instantly vomited. Like, instantly rolled over and yacked.
Wow.
I remember looking at the dude who was the guy that was driving the truck. He goes, you all right, man? I went, I don't think so. Usually if you vomit, it's like hit my head pretty hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you didn't get there with the job? Or did the truck get there?
The truck got there.
Perfect.
So that was all good. The truck got there, but then I rang, so after that, had to ring my boss.
Yep.
She was like, can't get anyone to cover you.
Yep.
You need to finish shift. The most hectic part about the charity and safety drive and all that sort of stuff, for me is we're totally self-funded.
Yeah, right. Do you get any backing by anyone?
Nope.
No. Yeah,
Totally
wow.
self-funded.
Yeah, right.
So everything that's ever happened with the charity,
Yep.
if it's not been funded through the raffles,
Yep.
we've funded it personally. So and the raffles have not done well.
Yep.
A lot. Get out of it,
I thought I was a shoo-in to win that time. I got a ticket.
bro. Everybody does.
I was like, yeah, this is me, this is me.
Come on, up you come. This way. This way. You leave this guest.
Mate, if you wrote a book about yourself, what would it be about?
It would be a fantasy novel about a kid, a little boy that never gives up, that turns into a man that never gives up.
Who would play it?
Oh, Robin Williams.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not because he looks anything like me, but just
Yep.
because he's hilarious.
Totally.
I like to think I'm kind of funny.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Look, I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
I'm actually fucking hilarious.
Mate, the most challenging decision you've ever made in your life.
Ooh.
I've got the big hidden questions here. That's what we do.
Yeah. Look, I've had 3 really big turning points in my
Yep.
life. One was the day I decided to stop being a drug addict.
That's huge.
That was a very easy decision in comparative
Yep.
to the next one. So the next one was choosing to leave my ex-wife.
Yep. Over how many years?
We were together for 7 years.
Yep.
I always swore I'd never get married.
Yep.
And that was a pretty big decision. But no, not killing myself and starting the charity.
That's a big move.
That was the hardest conversation I've ever had with myself.
Yep. What was the turning point for you there to go, all right, I'm doing this?
All right, so I got given my diagnosis when they found a mass in my lung. And before we biopsied it, they were like, we don't know what this is. I'm giving you a 50-50 chance because it like quadrupled in size in like 3 weeks.
Which is never a good thing.
Which is never a good thing.
Yeah.
Turned out though, it was just it was a small adenocarcinoma in situ, so a small tumor
Yep.
encased in a huge fibrous fissure. So
Right.
like scar tissue.
So it was like
So
hidden.
it wasn't growing.
Yes.
It was hidden in it,
Yep.
and it wasn't growing.
Yep.
But the scar tissue around it was growing really fast.
Right.
So we ended up having it removed, and I haven't had anything come back.
Yeah. So with the scar tissue, I don't know enough about it, but would the scar tissue be like encasing it and
It was
holding
encasing
it?
it, but I got really fortunate. So if it had been, so there's 2 different types.
Yep.
So there's adenocarcinoma, which grows in your actual lung tissue.
Yep.
And then you have adenocarcinoma in situ, which
Yes.
grows in your bronchi. Because
Which
it grows
is
in the
much worse.
bronchi, it's much worse if it goes bad.
Yep.
But it has a 93% survival rate.
Oh, cool.
So it's like a good one you want to get.
Yep.
And it doesn't infest your tissue, which that can lead to lobectomies. And
Yep.
like, bro, they were like, when they didn't know what it was, they're like, we might have to take your lung.
Fuck.
I was like, I don't want my chest cracked.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be just another broken bone, though, essentially.
So my
It's a big
mate,
bone.
one of my mates growing up had
Yeah.
a pacemaker really young.
Yeah, right.
And he never recovered.
Yeah.
Like, he was a really fit rugby player, really strong.
Yep.
Couldn't do push-ups after that because he
understandable.
broke his chest
Yeah.
twice.
And I mean, the tissue would be all wasted away.
It's
and stuff as
all
well.
hectic. Yeah. So no, thank you. Yeah, that's
Mate, if you had more than enough money, what would be a way you'd want to live your life?
exactly the same way I'm living it now.
Sick.
I wouldn't change anything else.
Yeah.
I'd just buy more cars.
Speaking of, what do you got at the moment?
C33 Laurel, C34 Laurel
Yep.
times 2.
Yep.
Or 2 C33s actually, because
Yep.
my kid's got one as well.
Yeah,
And
we'll
then
load up some videos and photos of that.
Yeah, then I have an S13.
Yep.
I have an S14.
Yep.
I have 2 S15s.
Yep.
And another C34 in New Zealand.
What's your favourite?
C34.
Why?
Best chassis.
Sure.
They have phenomenal grip. You
Yep.
can make them be docile. You can make them be snappy. They look ugly but awesome if you do them in the right way.
Yeah, totally.
And they have enough room for any engine package you could ever desire.
Dream engine?
Dream engine of all time.
If you, yeah, of all time. Yeah, let's go all time.
If
I'll
budget
delve on-
was not an issue
Yeah.
and I had money to throw away, I would do a 3-litre blue-printed RB20 in full billet.
because they love it, eh? Yeah.
I just think the 20 det is the best RB package.
When I first got into drifting, or had a Safira myself, RB20 DET, mate, could not kill it.
No.
And as a young 18, 19-year-old, I used to just live on the Lemmy because I thought that sounded cool.
Yeah, you
Now-
can't kill it.
No, I literally couldn't kill it.
They're literally unreal.
Yeah.
That motor in there that's about to go in my kid's car, the
Yep.
flywheel let go and obliterated the box.
Wow.
Motor's still got mad compression. Crank sound.
Perfect.
Sound.
Can't kill it. God's motor.
Can't kill it. God's motor.
Yep.
Yeah, you just do Tomei GDR cranking rods.
Yep.
So you get a bigger stroke. It converts it to like 2.2 litre
Yep.
essentially.
Yep.
But you don't have to do the bores.
Sure.
And you use 20 piston heads.
Well, there you go.
And then you do Tomei cam and valve package.
Yep.
And then you whack on a TO4E with a HKS Manny, and you'll get like 450.
Bam. So everyone want to do cheap drifting.
This is,
Although that'd still be quite expensive.
It's very expensive. It's still a $45,000 bill.
Okay, so people probably won't do that. They'll just go to something else.
No.
Yeah.
If you just, that's the key to a 20 though, is like head studs, head gasket, boost tee,
let it sing.
Power FC, let it sing.
I remember back in the day when they first came out, those Power FCs, if you saw one in the car, you're like, fuck, that is it.
Only if it had a hand controller.
Sure, of course, yeah, it had to have a hand controller on the dash.
It's still the way now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Have you seen the retrofitted Game Boy hand controllers?
No.
So you can get like a Game Boy,
Yep.
and you can fit the Power FC in it.
Brother, 3 cars. The daily, the race car, the fuck you car. What would it be?
Daily, C33.
Ooh,
Race
yes.
car, C34.
Yep.
Fuck you car, we mentioned this before. The only car that I crush over is a Ferrari 250 California GT.
Such a nice car.
Ever since I first saw one in my old man's shop,
Yep.
I've been in love with them.
Yep.
To be honest, it's probably something I'll never have in my life because I don't see myself spending over $1 million on a car. And I think they're like 3 something now. I don't know, I could be wrong. I could be talking smoke out my ass. But last time I looked at them, they're already...
Yep. I'm pretty sure there was a Korn film clip where Jonathan Davies jumped one. Was that often?
I think maybe. I don't know if it was an actual California.
Yeah, it might not have been.
It might have been.
It probably, it would have been a walk-up. They wouldn't have jumped it, surely.
Maybe. But look, they weren't worth money back then.
Sure, yeah.
They really weren't worth a great deal back then. Yeah, it'd definitely be that. And the only other car I'd ever have if I had severe fuck you money would be a DeLorean.
Oh, would you drift it or would it just be a cruise?
Fucking oath I would drift it. Come on, man, I drifted 250 California.
Sure, amen. Brother, what do you got coming up? You're leaving the country tomorrow. You'll obviously, this will be up in weeks' time, but you've got a bit going on.
Yeah, so I flip off to New Zealand tomorrow for D1NZ.
Yep.
So I'm judging last round of D1NZ at Bay Park.
Cool.
Should be sick.
Yep.
And then I'm staying there for the Adam LZ World Tour.
Okay.
I'm not driving, Odgers is, but I'm there for mechanical support.
Cool.
And then straight to Japan for the next tour.
Yes.
That's June.
Yep. How can guys find out about that, or if anyone wants to go drifting with you in Japan on the tours? Let's give them a bit of a plug, man.
driftjapan.com.au. Yeah, so basically we do... I'll talk to you. No, I'll talk to you. I can't
Talk to both.
I'll talk to both. Yeah. So essentially we do tours of drifting in Japan. We teach you how to drift. It's 10 days. It's flights, accommodation. We have like a sick house. It sleeps about 30 people.
Yeah, wow.
We usually take about 6 on a group.
Yep.
The group we just did in November was like 11.
Yep.
March was 6. And essentially, we've got the house. We've got 2 workshops. We have 6 cars.
Yep.
And we do 3 track days while we're there.
Yep.
So we go to Meihan, Bihoku, and Tokushima.
What was the one that's been recently popping up on socials as it's cars are coming in red hot, downhill into a right-hand turn, and they're fucking hammering. I saw it all over their Facebook and Instagram today. I think it might even be you that posted it. Someone posted it. They're going, it's like it goes up the hill, then it goes over, and there's people slapping the wall, and they sort of munge up against the wall, and they're hitting it at breaking.
Oh, Meihan.
Is that it?
It'd either be Meihan or Yamanashi, maybe?
Okay.
Which is it?
Actually,
Is
speaking
the wall
of
on the left-hand side or right-hand side?
on the video, if they're going downhill, it'd be on the right-hand side.
Yamanashi.
Brohab was there today. Yeah. That's who it was.
Oh, no, today Brohab put a video up?
He put a video up today.
Oh, that's Nishi.
Okay, sure.
So,
They're going fast.
Oh, North Course. He comes up over a hill, flips,
Yes.
and then does a backy and then goes around the corner? Yeah, North Course.
You could say all these names, I got no idea, but...
Yeah, so it's called Kita.
Okay,
It's
sure.
at Ibisu.
Super fast.
Super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually one of my favourite tracks.
Yeah, right.
It's unreal.
What would they be doing there? Top of third, top of fourth?
Top of third, top of fourth, depending on your car. So anywhere from like 130 to about nearly 200 clicks, depending on the car. I'd say some are probably entering about 160, 180.
Yeah. What's your favourite track over there?
Out of Ibisu or in Japan in general?
Japan. Top 3, give us top 3.
Honjo would be number 3, but Honjo doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Honjo was a sick track. It had many layouts, but it had like 2 different backies on the same wall.
Yeah, right.
Because you're heading like 2 different directions.
Yep.
Awesome tandem track as well.
Yep.
And it had very much like Meihan does, it had many different like shortcuts.
Sure.
So you could do a really good follow the leader.
Yep.
Second would be probably Ibisu Toge.
Is that the one where they do the big jump?
No, that's Minami.
Okay.
No, Ibisu Toge is like a replica of a proper Toge.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, it's like a proper little mountain. It's sick.
Yep.
And you can just lap it and lap it.
Yep. I think I might have seen videos of that before.
Yeah, and then I think my favorite track, now mind you, there's a lot I haven't driven yet.
Yep.
But my favorite would be Bihoku.
Okay. Do you go to any of these on the...
Yes, we go to Bihoku on the tour.
Cool.
So yeah, 𝐵𝐷𝐿𝐾𝐒 is, we've got A and B.
Yep.
So A is like a nice short little fun track
Yep.
for like tandems.
For beginners?
For beginners,
Yep.
yep. As is B. B is good for beginners as well
Yep.
if you take the entry out.
Yep.
The good part about A is they have the same setup in a small version
Sure.
that you do for the big track.
Right. So it sort of primes you for
So you
what's-
can, it primes you for like entering on a wall.
Yep.
And then entering on a wall like into a zone of risk.
Sure.
So you get to practice it in like second gear.
Yep.
And then you can step it up to 𝐵𝐷𝐿𝐾𝐒 and go third or fourth gear.
So guys come over to do the Drift Japan, they do the tour, they learn to drift and all this stuff. Can they jump in a car, let's say, with some of the best and go, hey, but I want to jump in while you go?
Yeah, we do passos. Like 𝐷𝐿𝐾𝐒
Yep.
comes to,
Yep.
yeah. So
Sick.
we have many different friends of ours
Yes.
that come along.
Yep.
𝐷𝐿𝐾𝐒, Rohab,
Yep.
Toshi. Sometimes the boys from Thrash come out.
Yep.
Like lots of different guys. Hayden
Yep.
Big Finney. Shout out Hayden. Next time he's in Australia, you should definitely get him
Yeah.
on.
But I froth it like obviously I'm a drag racer, but the sitting in a car and knowing that these people are going to be going to the edge is incredible.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that boys like the most is like we will get together as a group normally at the end of the track day,
Yeah.
me and the other coaches or me and the other guests,
Yeah.
and then we go and have a tandem run.
Yeah.
And we take the guys for passenger laps.
Yeah, sick.
And we get dudes from like completely never drifted before, one dude never even driven manual in his life.
What?
Yeah, it was sick. I had him sending within like 2 hours.
Wow.
It was unreal. The longest we've had was Lyndon. He was 53.
Yep.
And it took Lyndon until basically like halfway through the first day to figure out figure eights.
Can't teach old dog new tricks.
Well,
eventually.
he was drifting, linking the track
Yeah.
by the end of the second day.
Sick.
And the third track day at 𝐵𝐷𝐿𝐾𝐒, he pushed his limits so hard
Yep.
that he nearly went up the bank. In a good, safe manner.
Yeah, sure,
He was giving it a good turn.
Sick.
And then we've had the youngest kid, we've had 16.
What a great way to learn how to drive.
Yeah, that was my style.
Yeah, mad. Okay.
But yeah, taught him pretty well. And
Yeah.
then we've had all different skill levels. We even had like pro champions come over.
Yep. Yep.
So recently we had Brock. Brock won the Drift Outlaws.
Yep.
He wins everything. Brock's awesome.
Sure.
But Brock had never done a feint entry before.
Yep.
So we were teaching him how to do feint entry.
So feint and sort of steer one way, then rip their wheel, sort of. For
yeah,
those
so
that don't
not a
know.
scando. So a scando is like a really big flip.
Yep.
A feint is like duck, duck.
Yep, sure.
So
Just to unsettle the car.
yeah, you're just unsettling the car with a small movement.
Yep.
You know, maybe a.
What's the benefit of that?
Essentially what it does is it preloads the suspension. So
Yeah.
it enables you to like stay flat, clutch kick, and you flick the car a little bit
Yeah.
so it unsettles the rear,
Right.
loads the suspension,
Sure.
and then when you shoot off, it rockets the car.
Copy that. Yep.
So it
There's actually a lot
enables you
more to it than you think, hey?
There's heaps more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A good feint entry is like no handbrake, clutch kick, and you basically do like two.
Yep.
And then whoop-ah, whoop-ah,
Right.
and the car goes nyup, nyup.
And knowing the exact amount of clutch and accelerator to
100%.
apply.
And then the input's really important as well. A lot of people think when you're drifting, you use the steering wheel a lot.
Yep.
You actually, it's all feet.
Sure.
You can literally hold the wheel with 2 fingers with how little.
Well, it's crazy. You watch the pros do it and the guys, and it's just, and it's so smooth and effortless. But their feet, when they play their feet, man, it's like.
Yeah, it's like
tap
you got
dance.
3. They're going off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you're like, what happened? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty wild.
I actually think I've got big feet, man. So sometimes in those Japanese cars, it's like trying to brake with.
Yeah, you have massive feet. Look.
Yeah,
Everybody,
so-
look,
yeah,
put your
yeah,
foot
yeah.
up. No, see how small mine is. Look at that.
Yeah, see, that'd be perfect. See, I get my shit caught up, so I'm like, do I take my shoes off? I'm like, nah, fuck, race
You
boots.
need race boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, big feet is not fun.
Nah, it's shit because I'm like, how can I heel and toe? And then, yeah, it's not a good time.
Not a good time.
But give it a crack.
Look, being big has its advantages, i.e. girls love you, and so life that way is
But
easy.
I feel like dad bods are a thing, man.
Well, I'm just talking height in general.
Sure.
Like, I think there's only one real positive to like being super tall.
Closer to the sun.
Well, you're advantageous in almost every situation.
Sure.
Whether it be male on male or whether it be male and female,
Yeah.
like in a societal standard, you
Yeah.
have advantage as a
Totally.
tall person.
It makes sense.
But us small dudes,
Yep.
we can fit into more things.
Literally.
Literally. Yeah, no, I think it's harder being a tall dude. You
Sure.
got, like,
In that aspect, 100%.
well, I think a lot of life,
Yeah.
you only really get one real positive from it. And it's like easy to pick up chicks.
Always try to find the positive in everything, but.
That's it.
Yeah.
Tall dude, easy to pick up chicks.
Yeah. Brother, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on for an episode of In the Sheds. And Zeus, bit of impromptu. Such a cute looking dog, hey?
Yeah, he's just a menace.
And full grown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full grown
Brother,
menace.
where can people find you?
Socials, Sideways Things.
Yep.
Drift Japan.
Sideways things on.
On Instagram.
Yep. Let's put a bit of
And
down the
YouTube.
bottom. Yep.
Not
Give the YouTube a plug, brother.
Oh, I don't even. Yeah, Sideways
use it?
Things. Oh, look, I do sometimes.
Sure. If I come to this Japan thing, we've got to bust out the YouTube.
Oh,
I feel like
100%.
that'd be a dope trip.
We'll bust it out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And when you come.
Yeah, November. Sideways
Yeah, so
things.
Sideways Things on Instagram and
Yep.
YouTube. Drift_Japan_tours
Yep.
on Instagram. Or Drift Japan Tours on YouTube.
And you got the next one going soon.
Yeah, we take off June. June the 1st, we come
Sick.
back. June the 2nd, come back June the 13th.
Yep. Beautiful. It'll
Yeah.
be nice and warm over there then too.
It's just the beginning of the warm time.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
So
perfect.
it's not too bad. Yeah, and then Safety Drive for Youth.
Yep.
Is the charity. So Safety Drive for the number youth on
Yep.
Instagram.
Yep.
Or safety-drive.
We're going to put all those links in here, man, just so people can get on them. I'll put them in the description down below so we can get people to check it
Yeah,
out.
and we're actually just doing right now, if you know Drift Squid, hey Jake, we're giving away his Sonic.
Sure.
So he has a wild RB25 S13. Yeah, so Sonny's got
Yep.
Sonny's Up for Grabs, which is Drift Squid's championship winning car.
Sick.
RB25.
Yep.
Comes
I'm pretty
with
sure
the-
that video that I was talking about before, he was at that circuit once doing
Yes.
this.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
must have been that same.
North Course. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Sick.
that's basically it.
Yep.
But off to do one in Z tomorrow.
Beautiful. Brother, have a safe trip. Appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming here.
Thank you.
All right. Let's
Awesome.
have some fucking steak.